A Texas healthcare worker who provided care for Thomas Eric Duncan, the first patient to be given a diagnosis of Ebola in the U.S., who died last Wednesday, has tested positive for the deadly virus.
The Ebola virus has reached epidemic proportions in West Africa and the Congo. The president had stated that it was highly unlikely that the Ebola virus would show up on American soil, but as he was saying that, it had already reached Dallas. It was brought here by an individual who entered our country from the West African nation of Liberia, where Ebola is rampant. The citizens of the United States are indeed scared. We don't want any more Ebola-infected individuals bringing the epidemic to our shores. We'll no longer allow these people to enter our country from epidemic-stricken areas. There's a high chance that this will occur again. We must ask and plead for the FAA and the federal government and Obama to ban all incoming flights from any Ebola-stricken region. We must call 202-456-1414 now and ask Obama to ban these flights. Get the FAA to do its job.
This is our 4-poster deer treatment bait station used at Highland Hill Farm. You can come to the farm and see how we have this set up. This is a demonstration unit that we have showing deer eating at the feeder. The feeder has a trough, and it also has a hopper that feeds the trough and limits the amount of corn being used. This is a picture of a deer before treatment by the USDA at their test station. This is a deer after treatment at the USDA test station. The deer bait station has 4 paint rollers on it, which rub against the ears of the deer while they're eating. It's an efficient way to kill ticks on your property. This bait station has killed up to 98% of the deer ticks in an area. It's recommended that you use 1 feeding station for every 40 acres to get adequate coverage for your property. This feeder uses only, and I repeat, only whole, clean corn. And the deer will only eat about 1.5 pounds of whole, clean corn per deer per day. So it's not that much per deer to feed these deer and treat them. The storage bin for the corn on the deer bait station can tell you how many pounds of feed are being consumed by the deer. This relates directly to the amount of pesticide you're going to apply to the paint rollers. You need to follow the directions on the label to figure out how much pesticide to apply to the rollers. It's not difficult. It's very easy to do.
This is the applicator gun. By squeezing this, fluid will be sucked up through this tube that goes into the can. This is the pesticide. Follow the application directions and wear gloves. This is a new unit, so it's not dirty. But you'll draw in the amount of pesticide needed, and then you'll just push it down on top of the paint roller. So it's very easy to use. If you have any questions about it, read the directions. The directions are thorough.
When placing corn in the feeder, do it on a dry day so the corn does not get moldy. Deer will not eat moldy corn, and moldy corn won't flow through the system to the troughs where the deer feed. We like to keep track of the amount of corn that is consumed, because with the knowledge of the amount of corn consumed, we can figure out, using our pesticide label, how much pesticide to add to the paint rollers. Also, we like to make sure that in the trough where the deer feed, there isn't much corn. When there's a lot of corn, they can eat it fast and they don't get as much of the pesticide on their ears. We want them to work at the station to get the pesticide on their ears. We check the pesticide. We check the station once a week to make sure that the hopper where the deer feed from is clean and that the corn will flow out that we have corn in our storage bin and that we have the correct amount of pesticide on the paint roller applicators. In this manner, deer in your neighborhood will become your tick-killing machines. The efficiency of this feeder in eliminating ticks in an area can be upwards to 98%. A 98% reduction in ticks will mean that your likelihood of catching the Lyme disease will dramatically go down. When you hate your neighbor, call Highland Hill Farm. We provide screening and buffering trees.